even going to have to have anything on your lap.
This is a real car.
Like a glove.
Welcome forward. What can we refresh for you today?
Hey everyone, welcome back to Topher Drives, where you once again join me with an ND Miata. And you also join me on a very windy, gloomy day, which is not necessarily ideal Miata weather, but we're going to make it work today because I have filmed so many of these, and I figured today we would do something a bit different. And this opportunity kind of fell into my lap when my buddy Sean called me the other day and said, hey, I'm flying into town for a wedding. Can you pick me up from the airport? And I said, yes, as long as all of your luggage will fit into an RF Miata. And he said, I will make arrangements. I will make sure everything fits. And well, that is what we are doing today. This is a 2026 Mazda MX-5 Miata RF Grand Touring, which in the name Grand Touring sounds like it may be the top trim, but for the RF, somehow these days in 2026, the Grand Touring is the base model, or it kind of is. In the configurator, it's second down from the Club, but it's actually cheaper because since 2022, all of the Club models come standard with the BBS Brembo Recaro package, which means those are well over $40,000 starting, but the Grand Touring, like this one, starts just under $39,000. This one as spec'd with the Soul Red Crystal Metallic paint, and destination is just a hair over $40,000. Now, the ND Miata got a handful of pretty meaningful updates in the 2024 model year, entering into its third generation, the ND3, or its third sort of life cycle impulse, as BMW would call it. And from what I remember, you guys, I've filmed so many of these, I feel like it's just kind of ingrained into my brain at this point, but forgive me if I leave a couple of the updates out. We got a new steering rack, we got new tuning on the limited slip differential, we got extra console padding inside on the interior, and the most meaningful thing was an updated infotainment system. We've got wireless Apple CarPlay, and it's a touchscreen. For 2026, they haven't really done anything. The price went up a little bit for the RF. I think it went up like $800 or something from a base level. And then they did a couple little tuning bits with the touchscreen. I think it like reacts faster to your finger now. And it has Alexa built in, which I don't think we're gonna be able to take advantage of because I don't have an account logged in to the infotainment screen. But as we know it, I mean, this is still an ND3 Miata, which means under the hood, we still have the 2-liter Skyactiv G naturally aspirated inline 4-cylinder engine, which since the ND2 has made 181 horsepower and 151 pound-feet of torque. This car has the 6-speed manual gearbox. However, on Grand Touring models, just like this one, Mazda will actually sell you a 6-speed automatic. And as funny as this sounds, I really want to try it. I've never driven the automatic Miata. All these that I've driven have been 6-speed manuals, and I just kind of want to experience what that's like. You know, I'm just a curious automotive YouTuber. That works. One of the most beautiful engine bays in the business right now. They've kind of always looked the same since the NA Miata. Honest little inline 4-cylinder engine, naturally aspirated, and just the right amount of garnish. Look at that Skyactiv G chrome Mazda badge, and they just do such a good job of making this look right. Now, to supplement this engine, I told you about the 6-speed manual transmission, but since this is a manual transmission equipped Grand Touring RF, we have a limited slip differential. I guess I kind of told you about that already, but the Grand Touring also gets a couple of things from the Club. So we have the Bilstein dampers as well. I guess it's a thing. We get the Bilstein dampers and the LSD. What do we have for tires today? I think these are the same as the Club as well. These are these old Bridgestone, what do they call these things? The Potenza S001 in a 205/45 R17. Honestly, not the biggest fan of the wheels on the Grand Touring, and I don't even think it's the design, but it's the mix of the polished and black. I think if these were one solid color, they would look a little bit better. I'm kind of a hater of multicolored wheels like this. It just makes them look bizarre. But 17-inch wheels, squared setup. These are pretty good tires. I think they're built for the Miata because I don't think you can even get these from Bridgestone anymore. But overall, I gotta be honest, guys, I am a little bit of a hater of the RF because, and okay, let's get this out of the way first. Yes, the RF looks better. You've got these beautiful buttresses on here that just kind of accentuate the lines of this car, that make this look like something a bit more special than a so-called Miata. But the problem with the RF is it's very blustery, and today's windy, so it's going to accentuate that. And the RF's also heavier. It's like 130 pounds extra for this folding hardtop. So yes, it looks cool, but it's heavier and it's very blustery. Now, the Topher, who, if you're watching this video, Chris, sorry that I'm saying bad things about your car, but The Topher just bought an RF. I meant to ask him if there's any sort of little things you can put maybe on the mirrors or on top of the buttresses that make the wind noise less, because I know the Toyota Supra, the current generation Supra, they sell little bits you can stick on the mirror to make it less blustery inside when you have the windows down. But this, we're gonna have to wear the earmuffs today when we're driving, because if you drive this with the roof down at any speed faster than like 30 or 40 miles an hour, it's so loud. So anyway, let's quickly poke around this. I mean, it's an ND3. You guys know this car. There's a little hidden button here on the bumper to pop the boot, which hopefully will fit my buddy Sean's luggage today. Decent size, and you know, Emily and I actually took one of these on a road trip late last year up to Traverse City to scope out a wedding venue, which we didn't end up going with, but it was a fun trip. That was a soft top car, a 35th anniversary actually, and it did great. Miatas are really good daily drivers because they're super efficient. This is rated at 34 mpg on the highway, I think 26 in the city. The automatic is actually rated at 35 on the highway, so it's even a little bit more efficient than this. But we did really great on the road trip, and the car actually was super comfortable as well. So enough of a walk around. Sean lands. I think actually he already landed, so we should probably get a move on here. This one has the black interior because it's your only choice if you get Soul Red exterior. Mazda will also sell you a tan interior, but you have to pick, I think it's blue or gray exterior. The color palette for Miatas these days are not super exciting. You know, I think the blue and red are like the only fun colors that they'll sell you, at least on the Grand Touring, and then you kind of have to wait for special editions to get anything else that is fun these days. But let's go ahead and fire this up. We'll do it with the door shut. One other benefit of the RF is it is an hardtop, which means it feels a bit more insulated when the roof is up. You know, this is at the end of the day a hardtop car, so you're not hearing as much of the outside. I mean, it's super windy out. You guys can see those trees moving. It's pretty dang quiet in here. So let's fire it up. To wait for all the bings. These cars are so funny in the way that they sort of spring to life. Like, it revs itself over 2,000 RPM when you start it up, which is just so fun and plucky, you know, kind of the plucky nature of an old British roadster, which we'll talk more about that once we're out on the road. But inside, I told you you've got a little bit more padding on the console, which I don't know if they mean here or here, but somewhere they've added padding. And then this infotainment screen is new. We have wireless Apple CarPlay that I, for some reason, have to manually connect every time I get in. We still have these climate control knobs, and since this is the Grand Touring, we have automatic climate control. The Club doesn't get that, or at least the last one I was in didn't have it, so that's cool to see. And we have automatic headlights, which I also don't think the Club gets. So you spend less on this, and sure, you don't get the Recaro seats or the BBS wheels or the Brembo brakes, but you do still get the Bilstein dampers and automatic things inside. So that's pretty cool. To lower the roof on the RF, there's a switch which is backwards. You push up to lower the roof, and you push down to raise the roof. Just feel like it would be the other way, but what do I know? I'm not an engineer. And then it beeps very loudly at you once the roof is in its fixed position. I'll show you what this looks like with the top down. Still very beautiful, because you've got this section here. It's like a, dare I say, Mark IV Supra? I don't know if that's right, but it looks pretty cool. And hey, you know, the RF has its good points, it has its bad points. This one has the 9-speaker Bose with the headrest speakers, so you do also get that on the Club, so that is not exclusive to the Grand Touring. RF is available in 2 trim levels, Club and Grand Touring, but if you go for the soft top, Mazda will sell you the Sport trim, which is just the bare bones, nothing on it Miata, and that's low 30s. I think it starts at like 31,000 or something. So you are able to get into one of these for pretty cheap, but if you want the RF, get ready to pony up about 40 grand at a minimum level. Love that Mazda paints these still on the ND door panels. I think that's such a nice touch. And overall, sort of trimmings in here are pretty nice, but it's nothing excessive. You know, the Miata is kind of all the sports car that you need and none that you don't. We still have a mechanical gauge cluster, nothing digital. Actually, that's a little bit of a lie. The gauge pod on the left is digital, but 2/3 of the cluster is real. So that's pretty cool. A little bit of leather on the dash there. You've got like some faux carbon fiber on the window switches. And since this car has done probably most of its 1,100 miles with the top down, there are bits of crunched up leaves in the door pulls. So that's that. I'm using the one place that you can store things open here with my sunglasses. You've got this little center console, and then back here you've got a glove box, which is in a different spot than normal. Usually glove boxes are there, but not in ND Miatas, which is being taken up by the owner's manual, and my hat. Movable cup holders, of which there's only one in this particular car, so I don't know what happened to the other one, but it's gone. So that's right, we don't need it for today. All right, let's go pick Sean up and not leave him stranded at the airport. Into reverse, pretty decent quality reverse camera. Let's actually get this back into a spot because I want to see, I'll do my test with the blades of grass. Yeah, you can actually see those in pretty good detail. No 360 camera with this car, but it's a Miata, and I complained about that in a video once, and it really set this one guy off. He said, how dare you suggest that a Miata should have a 360 camera? And you know what? Maybe he was right. So we won't suggest it in this video, and he won't be upset. So, best thing about the ND Miata is it really is one of the purest driving experiences currently on the new car market. Obviously, there are things that are faster, there are things that are better looking, but this is just so pure. It's so tactile. It doesn't have certain driver aids like you'd see in other modern sports cars. Like, it doesn't have automatic rev matching. You have to do all of that yourself. It does now have a track mode though, which is pretty cool. It just makes the stability control like halfway off, but you get that cool little orange checkered flag in the gauge cluster, which I do very much love. Driving an ND Miata is a bit like riding a bike. If it's been a minute since you've driven one, which for me it was since that 35th anniversary car, I think that was in October. I drove this for about 30 seconds and then I had the hang of it again. These are very, very rewarding manual transmission cars to drive. So, I don't have the earmuffs on yet, but you guys can understand what I'm saying about the RF being blustery. Now you could say, well, just roll the windows up, that'll help. Not really. It helps a little bit, but it's marginal, quite marginal, and it's almost like it's a different kind of wind buffeting. So it's less kind of in your face, but there you go, there it is. Again, it's a windy day today, so it's mildly exaggerated. But I think my main point is you should just get the soft top. Save money, save weight, and save the blusteriness. They may be wondering, all right, we gotta, although, do we need, I guess the wind isn't really rushing through my earphones, so we'll try and go without the muffs. You may be wondering if the RF feels more rigid than the soft top Miata, and the answer is not really, because you're still missing this section in the middle. So to me, it feels about the same as the soft top car. The Topher would probably be the person to ask that question. Also, sorry, Sean, I'm doing a fast corner, procrastinating picking up my friend to go around a corner quickly. He'll understand. There you go. Oh, speaking of Sean, there he is, writing in our group chat. I think this is going to be unbearable on the highway for wind noise. Mostly for you guys, because you have to listen to it. I can get over it, but I don't want to make you guys suffer. Do we need to get this off the line? I mean, it's a Miata. We'll wind it around the roundabout, and we'll start in second gear. There's no sort of launch control or anything in this, obviously, so. I just love going through the gears in this car. It's such a pleasure. driving like this week, it's still averaging 27.1 mpg. It's just like, you don't even try and the Miata gets around 30 miles per gallon. It's completely effortless. Right, I want to do a bit of a sound clip here under the overpass, and then we're immediately going to take the first exit, put the top up, because you have to be going in speeds under 6 miles an hour to do so. And then we'll do the rest of the highway and have our discussion about highway manners and things with the roof up. But you guys will be able to experience top up versus top down highway NVH, be able to compare. But, you know, I think you've got a pretty decent exhaust out here, even with stock. There's nobody behind us, so we can do a proper pull through here. Quarter of a mile. We'll put you guys out of your misery. Ooh, however, if you want to hear what the sound system, the 9-speaker Bose sounds like with the roof down, we should do that now. And we're actually debuting, I should know this is only a touchscreen when you're stopped, we're debuting a new sound system test song. I figured that was appropriate for a Miata, because I think I've already done every song on this 9-speaker Bose. Losing the muffs. Now listen when I put the top up. It'll change the tune. So, that little pause that you guys heard, it was changing the tuning of the sound system, which I think is cool. You know, it uses different speakers for different things when you got the top up versus the top down, so you can get the most out of this sound system. Just hammer on a Miata onto an entrance ramp, go through like 3 or 4 gears, and you just enter the highway doing the speed limit. There you go. Okay, let's get some air conditioning going in here, and shall we try out auto climate? Put this to like 69, 70, something like that, and we'll be chilling. Okay, there we go. Miata RF on the highway with the roof up. Well, okay. Ooh, my goodness, these dampers. Holy crap. Now, I don't know, actually, if that 35th anniversary Miata had these Bilstein dampers. Did it? It was a soft top Grand Touring. I don't know if the soft top Grand Touring gets these dampers. But this is quite bouncy. You guys visibly can see this right now, right? These are just a fixed damper. They're not adjustable. My goodness, you know, this isn't like Focus RS bouncy or GR Corolla bouncy, but it's pretty close. This is surprising. This section of highway in particular is terrible. It was paved by, I think, people that had never paved a highway in their life. But it's lots of sort of expansion joints that are uneven heights. So you go over this and you do bounce a little bit. Most cars, I'd say over 90% of cars, they compensate pretty well. This one is not doing a great job today. Okay, something the Topher really enjoys is if you have this in track mode, say you've got traction control off, and then you set the cruise control, it automatically turns traction control back on for you. And then when you turn cruise control back off, it defaults you back into track mode with traction off. So that's pretty cool. It's very sort of sports car-ish of it. As far as NVH goes in here with this roof up, it is definitely quieter than the soft top car. Now the soft top car isn't like horrendous, but it is noticeably louder inside than the RF. So that would be another reason to go with this car. If you're somebody that plans on doing a lot of top-up driving, this is the Miata for you. And I get it. You know, if you have hair that you don't want to mess up, or if your skin is very sensitive, you want something that you're going to go top up a lot, RF definitely the choice for you. And you know, I'm all about choices in the market. I think it makes sense. I like that they offer this with an automatic transmission for people that just don't want a manual, or maybe they're disabled or something, they can't drive manual. I think it's nice to share the Miata experience with someone that can only do an automatic. Soft top versus hard top, that's cool as well. I just personally, if I were to go for a Miata, I would get a club with the BBS Brembo Recaro soft top. You'd be right around 40,000, so it'd probably be pretty similar to this. That would just be my personal preference. But yeah, unfortunately this is only a touchscreen when you're stationary, but you do get this little command control knob down here, vintage Mazda stuff. Though I guess they have it in everything still except the new CX-5, which we won't discuss the new CX-5 today because it will just make me very angry. But you want to talk about cars that Mazda makes that are still fantastic, the Miata is one of the best. And though I do have my silly little gripes with this car, overall, this car does everything it needs to do. And you know, sure, the dampers are a little bit bouncy in uneven sections, but for the most part, they actually do a really good job. I was gonna very highly compliment the ride quality in this car, because every club or every Miata that I've driven in the past with these sport tuned dampers has been great. I guess I just maybe haven't gone down that section of highway. But if you live somewhere where they actually know how to pave roads, then you'll be just fine. And over sort of big bumps and big imperfections, this car does a completely fine job. And the seats are quite cozy as well. Even if you get the Recaros, those are comfortable. These are completely manual. There's no power seat option in any ND Miata, but these do the trick. I'm not mad at these. Talking about doing the trick, this automatic climate control is freezing me out. I'm actually going to put the vent location into auto as well, let it distribute the cold air. So what about ergonomics here in the interior of the Miata? Well, it's a small car. It weighs 2,500 pounds. It's only got 2 seats. The interior is little, but there is a but. At 5'11", about 160 pounds, I have room in here. Now, the console, it sticks out a little bit, but you don't really have a choice. This is just the transmission tunnel right here, and they have added padding. See that? So you are a bit more comfortable than you would have been. Elbow comfiness is decent. You've got a little bit of squish here on your little console door, and then the driver's door panel actually has a decent amount of squish to it as well. So not mad at that. And again, if you guys want like long-term living with impressions, go and watch my road trip with Emily in the 35th anniversary Miata, because that covers things in a bit more detail. And this is just a little airport commute today. And actually, I think we might go to Culver's after. Sean texted me earlier today. He's like, hey, would you want to go to Culver's after you pick me up? And I was like, when have you ever known me to say no to Culver's? I don't think I ever have in my life. I could have just eaten a full meal and I would still say yes to Culver's. I think it's a good sounding 4-cylinder. You know, this is basically a beefed up version of the Mazda 3 engine. Or it was anyway, when they first gave it more power back in 2019, question mark, when ND2 came out. I love the tactile nature of this shifter also. I mean, you can just bang gears in this and it doesn't care. The only one you have to be a little bit patient with is your 1-2 change, but literally every other gear change is just just like that. All right, we're gonna attempt to, there we go. I was exceeding 6 miles an hour there for a second. We're gonna show up to pick him up with the roof down because that is in proper fashion. Sean owns a Miata himself, actually. Putting this into first gear with my left hand. There you go, just in time. Operation complete. Put these windows back down. There's always just a lot going on at the airport, but you know, you feel confident when you're in a small car because it means you can get around people, but then that's kind of canceled out by the fact that you're small, which means people in big SUVs and parking buses can't see you. My goodness. Windows have to be up, I think. Let's go to the big blue deck. I know someone was laughing when they named that. My goodness, look at this line of cars. People get here very early for airport pickups and then they just cloud it up. I believe I see him. Look at that stance. You guys tell that Sean just recently became a dad? Greetings. All right, let's see what our room is like here in the trunk. Hello, sir.
Right, this is a good test.
This is.
Appreciate
Hi.
the,
yeah.
Thank you very much.
This is large.
Yeah,
We'll see.
I think it'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Have to find the hidden little button here.
Oh, heck. I think
Yeah.
I brought what I wanted to
Look at that. You're not even going to have anything on your lap.
bring. This is a real car.
Like a glove. Okay, here we go. Now, we can experiment with roof down if you want. Have you been in an RF ever?
I've never been. Well, actually, I've moved one in the parking lot. But that's
Okay.
It's,
Little blustery.
okay.
A little bit, yeah.
No, I like convertibles.
Yeah. We'll roll with the top
I
down.
need you to unlock the door.
Oh. I was just going to steal your suit and then leave. Also, I don't know where to put my phone now. I'll try and put it in here. There we go. That's that.
You know I'm all about the convertible life.
I know you are. Yeah, how many convertibles do you own? It's many.
Well, you know, the Figaro is a coupe, technically. Only the drop top bit goes down, but you still have the whole frame of
Right.
the real roof.
Right. It's kind of like this.
And then
a little bit.
And
Except,
then the roof
yeah.
doesn't have a roof.
That's right.
So, well, at least I don't put it up.
Yeah.
And,
You own a spec Miata.
well, that's got a hard top.
That's a yeah, I'm right. That's a hard top.
That's got a hard top.
But you could take that off.
You could take that off. It would be aerodynamically challenged, though. You know, it's all about the draft. in
That's
that
right.
car. But, you know, interestingly, I don't actually know that people race the RF coupe. Is it heavier?
It is by 133 pounds.
It's still only 2,400 pounds ish.
Yeah,
right?
20. Yeah, just under. It's around 25. But yeah, it's around there.
Well, that's plenty. I
Yeah.
mean, because you're looking at 180 horsepower. Is that right?
Yep, 181. That's right.
Friends of mine that have a street Miata that they track say that putting the hard top on, and
Yeah.
I'm talking NA, NB
Right.
Miatas, when they put the hard top on, they find that it's more rigid. And so I wonder if just years of modern, you know,
Right, but also this with the roof up. Because I'm thinking
But
with the
it's
roof
still-
down. It has that, yeah, but between
Is it-
here and here, there's
is
nothing.
it kind of like a Targa?
Yeah, I guess so. You could call it that.
I just wonder if it adds any.
Yeah. Oh my goodness,
causes
it's about to be a
flex.
crash in front of us.
You know, naturally, even the most rigid.
What? What do you think the speed is to be able to put the top up? I know what it is, but I'm curious if you can guess.
I mean, I don't think anybody should be doing it over 30.
Yep, less than that. I'm going to pull off and put it up because we're not going to be able to hear each other at all. 6.
6.
Can we put this up before we anger somebody behind us?
Yes. Apparently we can.
I'm in first. There's nobody coming.
Inconclusive test.
There we go.
Had nobody behind us to see if they could.
It's decently quick, you know?
Nice shifts there, hotshot.
Thank you. What in the world? Just being peppered.
Well, you know, the Michigan State flower, the construction code is out in full force
It's out
today.
in full force. This is something I actually didn't discuss on the way out to you. The blind spots with the RF.
Oh,
They're a bit much. I've been calling these buttresses.
yeah, that's fair.
These things.
Maybe if you say, why does the RF exist? That might be the first time that I've said, why?
Yeah.
To one of these cars. You know?
Yeah.
I don't mind it because I get it. It's just not for me.
It's nice right now when the roof is
Yeah,
up.
this is fine,
Yeah.
but this is just like
Quiet.
having a hard top on my Miata.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know? You know, even my Boxster, granted it's 20 years old, it's noisy when the top's up.
Yeah.
It's not noisy at all in here. I mean, this is like
No, it's quiet.
a legit coupe.
Yeah.
You know?
I gotta ask you, how is the passenger compartment? Because there's a little bit less room for you than there is for me.
I noticed that when I got in.
Yeah.
That
How do you feel over there? Because your impression of that is different than Emily's.
Gee, I can't imagine why. I don't understand what's going on here with the lump. Do you know what's there? Is
No.
the starter there?
Could be.
That's interesting. It doesn't bother me because, like, the ergonomics of it, it's kind of how my legs would lay anyway in any other car.
Right.
I don't know if the seat goes back any farther.
It does. It's a manual seat. Oh, is it back all the way?
I love that it's manual.
Same.
I have no problem with that. But I could sit in this car for my 6-hour drive home if I had to.
Yep.
It would not offend me.
That was our impression as well after spending 10 hours in the 35th anniversary car, is just how dailyable these cars are. And this one has the Bilstein dampers, so it's a little stiff. I mean, you probably felt a little bit of bounciness. This section of highway is kind of a bad test, yeah. But
No,
overall,
it's a good test because
yeah,
of that.
that's true. I should say it's a bad representation of
Yeah, it's not the
the
car's fault.
overall. Exactly.
But for those of you that don't live in Michigan or know what Michigan's like, it's not the car's fault.
Right. But it gives me a good baseline, I guess, to test everything. What do you think of the seat?
Well, I can see it. I do hope that you're going to let me hear the sound system as well.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
although I've driven customer
we'll test it out.
Miatas of this generation, I've never had the radio on.
Yeah.
in any of them.
Pretty decent sound system. It's like, I've tested a million of these on Miatas, but the power is there, the clarity is there, and what's also cool is it's a separate tune, so if you put the top down, it sounds a little bit different,
Oh, okay.
which I demonstrated on the way out to get you. Someone tally how many times I've put the top up and down in this video.
Well, that's a good test.
Everything's a good test.
If it was Italian, maybe the top would have broken by now.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
This video, well, not brought to you by Culver's. It is brought to you by me. That's going to be paying for the
Yes,
videos
thank
today.
you, Sean. Today's video is sponsored by Benet Enterprises / Kauthen Mayer in Peoria, Illinois. I'll put your link in the description for
That's wonderful.
spending $30
I'll get
on lunch.
spam emails because of that.
Guess we don't need the AC anymore.
Are you kidding me? Top down AC on is the epitome of luxury.
Welcome, folders. What can we refresh for you today?
Hello, may I do 2 of the 4-piece chicken tender baskets? You want curds or fries?
4-piece chicken on the basket.
Yep, both of those with fries, size medium.
Got that with sauce.
One of them with the boom boom sauce,
Got that.
and then one with the cheese sauce.
It's gonna be $30.28
Great, thank you.
for a 7-inch night.
Do you like how I knew that was going to be $30?
Yeah.
Normally ND Miatas come with 2 cup holders, and if you move your leg, you can see actually where it mounts right
Yeah.
there. This one only came with 1. So we can use that for one of the drinks, but you're going to have to hold the other one.
So why does it have the receptacle?
Because you can mount 2 at the same time up here, or you can mount 1 there and down there because they pop out.
Okay. So So where's the other?
I don't know. It's missing. It's a press car. Who knows?
Do you think that it's just missing? Like,
Yeah.
It should have two.
It should have
right?
two. It should have come with two. It could be in here,
I also
honestly.
noticed though, should it also have the flap to stop it from just having a hole?
Oh, maybe.
I think.
Maybe somebody broke it.
I think a less gentle reviewer
Just
manhandled
ripped it
that.
out. Greetings. Yes. My
I got your grand
Oh wait, that's fine. Sorry.
25.
Can't do
All
math.
right, there you go. 35.
$4 green, 75 silver.
Thank you.
I probably said that.
We'll check.
Here we got one and we got the two.
Great. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
I'm gonna put this one on
I'll
the
tell you
order.
what, probably the easiest for you is
Yep.
either behind the Arcadia or behind the Ridgeline.
Okay.
Whichever one you want.
I'll probably go behind Ridgeline.
That's okay. Then. Go
Cool.
ahead.
Thank you.
Enjoy, no problem.
We were just right here.
I believe
Um,
that guy has seen you before.
Yeah. Well, you know, Culvers.
But
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You guys want to just make sure everything's all in there?
Oh yeah. Check it out.
we trust you.
Yeah, we trust you.
Yeah, that's good.
We're good. Thank you so much.
Got extra boom boom sauce.
Spicy startup. It revs itself.
Yeah, I
Oh,
do
sorry.
like that.
It's caressing here.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
All right, I think it's time we wrap this video. I've been recording for 58 minutes. We'll wrap the video. We'll give you one last look at the Miata. I was hoping there'd be a good spot over here, but I think this will do. To be able to give people a last look at this thing over here in the corner. And that'll wrap this up. I have a million videos on the ND Miata, so if the information you were looking for was not in this one, please go and check out one of the other 4 or 5 videos I have on this car. Emphasis on the road trip, that was the most in-depth, but thanks to Sean for joining me and buying lunch.
Thank you for picking
So-
me up. Not gonna give me a handshake. You can cut
All right,
that out.
I'm gonna leave the car running for
I'm
this
gonna
bit.
get out with you.
You're gonna get out with me?
Yeah.
Ingress and egress test.
Yeah, for a 28-year-old with a bad back.
Yeah.
It's not wonderful.
Yeah, well, all right, well, that's been a little day in the life with the 2026 Mazda Miata RF Grand Touring. If you guys have any questions, email Sean.
They've made them just like this for about 11 years.
Yes,
So
they have.
If you're thinking about a 26, you can look at Chris's videos on a 25 or a 24. Yes, there's some minor tweaks,
There you go.
but they've made them like this for a very long time. And it's
Yeah.
because they're so dang good.
That's right. And that's the outro. Thank you guys again so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Take care.